Hey guys, my name is Lubo, and this video is something very different for me. This song you just heard was entirely done with the recordings of my two dogs. One is sitting in front of me, one is behind me here. Now, the reason why I did this was that actually I don't have access to my recording room for a couple of days now since we're doing some renovations around the house here. So I was like, okay, maybe I can find a way to create something. I always wanted to dive deeper into the software that I use. So I just read up on it, and it's Studio One that I use. And I looked for some workshops online, and most of them were like electronic based, sample manipulations, what you can do with samples and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, this is something that's new for me. I should really like dive deeper into it. And I always thought that my dogs just make the funniest noises, man, especially when I play with them. And so one morning, I just decided to just record them with a Zoom mobile recorder that I got. And I'm just quickly gonna show you what I did to create this beat here. Now, let's see. So this is the project. Now, as you can see, it's a lot of like chopping off the samples. I just loaded in the recording as I have it for my dogs and the noises they make. I was basically looking for three things. I was looking for like possible kick drum sounds, possible snare sounds, and possible hi-hat sounds. Percussive, very angry percussive sounds. Let me give you like the example of the snare what I got. It's 4 samples layered and then processed further. It's basically like a sneezing of a slightly bigger dog, Roscoe. This is him. Okay. This is him as well. Sounds like a crack from a snare, right? Something like that, and altogether it sounds like this. And what I did was like I cut them, and then some further processing, some tape machines, some whatnot, some EQ, some compression, and I used some distortion later on to just give it like a really big impact kind of sound. The end result sounds like this. And just copied and paste them like on the grid of the recording session here, as you can see. Now for the kick, I basically did the same thing with the addition that I transposed the samples a couple of octaves down. So in Studio One, it's very easy to do. You can just, let's take this sound here. Down to this one, which is really cool. Now for the hi-hat, this is really funny. It sounds like I manipulated a lot of it, but actually I didn't do anything. I just did some EQing. I just high-passed loads of it and did some couple of boost features here. Once I had like the kick, the snare, and the hi-hat, I was like, okay, let's just move the samples around till I have some cool beats going, and I put up some additional like funny samples like the beginning here, like, and put up some reverb as well with it, some fat filter reverb over it, just to make it funny, just to like this, After that, I was like, okay, I need some grooves, I need some things that will help me out. And in Studio One, there's this really cool instrument called Sample One, which is this one here. You just load in any sample you choose, and you can play it with your keyboard afterwards, You can play chords and stuff like that. So I just loaded it. I just loaded up a cool sample. It's so funny. So I just loaded up this sample, and I started to play this bass line. Just recorded it using my keyboard, and then played the melody as well. It's all the same sample, but pitched in different directions. And then those chords, which I chopped up and moved around afterwards as well. all together. What I like about those kinds of workflows is that the only limitation is just your creativity and what you can come up with. The things you can do with the software these days, it's just, I don't know, man, it's just crazy. Even though I totally prefer real instruments, but you know, for me, there's so much value and so much to add especially when you treat the software as an instrument itself, which to me it is. You know, every like electronic DJ, the software is their instrument, you know, and the manipulation and chopping and you know, moving around to samples, it's an art form. It's really cool, man. I just love it. And for me it's something new. I just thought it would be fun to make a video about this. So guys, please let me know if you enjoyed this. Thanks, and see you in the next one. Yeah.